go into these white businesses that support Donald Trump and say, we're fellas, we want to be hired. We want to be hired at this position, at a managerial position. You understand? I only have one fella. You got a Donald Trump sticker and he got 34.
We didn't grow up in the suburban areas. We didn't grow up in the high rises. We grew up in the slums, man. Right. We grew up in the barrios. We grew up in the projects. And we had to make our children, and our parents made us think that us living in the slums and us living in the projects, we were still special people. That's why they cover the faces of the judges thereof. Because if you know that Christ is a black man, what does that mean? That Christ is coming to establish black power, man. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian power. This image is a lie, man. It's a lie, man. You know what I'm saying? And we come against that image, man, because we're coming for what Christ came for, man, to establish the kingdom of heaven. And the kingdom of heaven is blacks and Hispanics under Christ ruling this earth, man. There's requirements for you to be able to rule. There's requirements for you to make it into the kingdom of heaven. And you know this because the Bible told us about it, man. But your Christian pastors have told the Bible, have used the Bible and told lies, man. They tell lies against Christ, man. Tell lies against the Most High. And now our people, we think we are is niggas and sticks, man.
You get baptized by the Holy Spirit today. You get baptized by the word of the Lord. This brother bringing out of heaven, man. Keep rocking, my brother. Your enemy is not the brother that speaks Spanish and you just speak Creole. All right? Your enemy is written right here in this Bible, man. And you take that $10 and you put it in your stack. You just stacking the pain of the black community. You just stacking the oppression of the black community. They go home and they do their drugs and they kids cry. Their kids crying, asking mommy why she gotta get high, why she got a dope needle in her vein. You think you waiting on Jesus? Christ is waiting on you. He waiting on you to obey the word of God. Christ obeys the word of God. His name is the word of God. He obeys the word of God to a T to where that became his name. So what's your excuse? There you go right there.
Hey, come on the side. Yeah, I mean, it's been a spiritual day today, man. The horse situation is crazy. You know what I'm saying? While Captain Yacht was teaching the horse to stop, he had to hear the words. Israel, preaching Captain Yacht out of Texas. We out here in Memphis, man. Southern region, camp, you know what I'm saying? The glorious time out here in Memphis, man. A beautiful city, beautiful black people out here, man. We're going to teach everybody what they need to know about this hell we live in. This place that we living in, nobody really sees it as hell. And that's why they're so comfortable being in it. We're going to break it down today to let them know the only way they're going to get the place that they think they got to die to get is to come to life. Right. And the horse will not move.
And they should teach these, man. You got to understand what time it is and what the Lord is showing you. You understand? God is trying to wake you up.
You don't even want to move.
You understand? He's trying to make a move, man. You're gonna see a lot of most things at the moment.
Right. The horse will not move.
God's gonna show you in these times. You know what I'm saying? You got that scripture, brother?
We can't get the horse moved.
Chapter 12, verse 7. He making them get out the carriage.
What?
X now the beast.
And a horse a beast?
So then, it was a sister that was driving a horse too, carrying some, a white couple. So she's trapped behind because the horse won't move for the white horse driver. So she get off her carriage, and hand him the whip. She had the white man the whip to get the black horse to move.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. Spiritual, man.
That's good. That's good. That's great.
And really, the horse didn't move until the black man came and grabbed him by the reins and pulled. And he was getting all type of assistance.
That's why he said the horse stopped to hear the word of the Lord.
Right.
That's great. That's a lot.
And they shall teach thee.
You understand? Even the animals know who oppressed you.
That's right.
Let it rap real quick. Look. The city eyes. Time to vote God, my God, a real nigga. Cause he wasn't no flaw. Posted on the corner like a watchdog. Family secure, got that shot in the closet by the mob ball. Fuck what they heard, but tell them it's all true. Be cautious, that foundation falls till you fall through. They gon' fall. Look, I keep this shit 50 times 2. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above
You know what I'm saying? We down here in the Memphis camp, man. I.S.U.K. Memphis, we got Texas down here, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, where we're strong in the Mid-South, bringing the truth for the Most High to our brothers and sisters down here. You know what I'm saying? I.S.U.K. under Commander General YAHANNA since 1969, out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York.
I.S.U.K. Mississippi. Down here in Memphis, you know what I'm saying? Showing our brothers true love and Christians don't understand.
I talk to niggas, a ton of niggas all the time, and they, you right, bro, man, like you said, that shit head spot on, you know what I'm saying, man? Look, that's what we need out here, and it's like, you gotta come to class, you can be one of, I can't, you know what I'm saying, I can't do that, brother, and that's like, I had a plan, got down here, the Lord threw that shit out the window. I was like, you wanna be in Memphis? You gonna be a Memphis nigga. I came down here, I had 2 businesses, I had money, this and that, nigga. COVID hit, wrecked my whole life, crashed my car. Nigga, no more Ubering for my bread, no more selling life insurance. And nigga, what was I doing? Primerica? Nigga, I was licensed in like 7 states. I had my plan, I'm gonna use UPK, you know, get money that. The Lord said, get the fuck out of here. COVID hit, nigga. I had to, nigga, walk to work in Memphis with no vehicle. Fuck out of here, nigga. There ain't no buses. The bus don't run. It's like in regular places. I'm riding a bicycle to work, nigga, 2 miles. 34-year-old me. The fuck riding a bike to work at the University of Memphis as a parking attendant, nigga. Teaching classes in my living room because there is no library. There is no place to tell people where to come to. I got this, and now, okay, boom, Memphis is a black city, right? Every night, like clockwork, between 11 and midnight.
All right, I appreciate all the young men too. I think y'all did a great job today. General already laid a foundation. We build it on top of that. That's what is important. We young men seeing it. You know what I'm saying? Just how Commander General YAHANNA saw it when he was young. You know what I'm saying? So you got it, Barack.
I want to thank everybody. Like seeing y'all brothers did my heart good, did my mind good, did my soul good. Like this is something that keeps me in the fight. This is something that keeps me going to be able to work with y'all brothers because I get to see everybody's spirit and who they are. Like we all make up this thing called Israel. We all different, but we all move as one. And how tight we is. Like I love it. Ain't nothing better than this. There's no job I can have, no woman I can have, no money I can have. There is nothing that's more important in this world than spending this time with y'all brothers. And like I appreciate y'all taking the time out, driving down here, being diligent while you down here and still pushing forward, still pushing this truth, no matter what the hell is going on in your life. Like that's heavy. And y'all brothers, you know what I'm saying? I give y'all my life because y'all gave it to me. So I throw out of y'all. That's it.
Bible say, know them that labor among you. And labor is how you learn the men around you. You know what I'm saying? Partying and having a good time is fun, but how you bond is through labor. How you bond is through going to war together. That strengthens your bond. You know what I'm saying? What a lot of brothers experience today is a bond being strengthened. You know what I'm saying? Brothers we've been seeing, brothers we might have not seen. But this is the stage that we going into now. You understand? This is the catalyst that's going to push us forward. These type of camps moving forward. So what is it going to teach us? It's going to teach us to depend on each other. It's going to teach us to rely on each other. It's going to make us more of a system. You understand? On organizing and mobilizing. This is going to be important, not just with camp, but other operations go moving forward. And the Lord is going to he's going to render the fruit from what we did today. A lot of people was paying attention, and they really was paying attention, seeing us in that rain. You know what I'm saying? Usually in soccer war, you know. Okay. Captain Yachty, you know. Okay. How you know? They usually clip camp. You know what I'm saying? And we could have done it, but I just felt that me and Soccer War talked about it, that we can do this. And it was more eyes on you than you saw. And we stayed out there. And the more we stayed out there in that rain, you know, the Lord was glorified. And that's the thing we want to glorify the Most High. You know what I'm saying? The Lord get the glory. Glory be to YAHAWAH, YAHUSHA. Then we done our job. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna let you know this too. Satan gonna try to attack you, brothers. You know what I'm saying? Before camp. A lot of times, a lot of problems come up before camp, whether it's your rib or whatever. That's Satan trying to stop you. When you see that happening, just know that you about to. I hate to use what the Christian term said, the breakthrough. You about to, you know what I'm saying? You about to punish something in the spirit. And you seen it with the horse stopping. You know what I'm saying? We even had a little DJ out there, he playing Can You Stand the Rain? You know what I'm saying? But that is what is, these are the type of moments that build you. You know what I'm saying? So it's good for the younger man to see, and it's good that we're gonna be not just hitting Memphis, we're gonna be hitting other Alabama. We're gonna be hitting Texas. You know, Texas rolling strong. I already got, man. We thank YAHUSHA for, you know, bringing Texas down. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna be hitting all these different zones, man. We're gonna be organizing and going over the finances and making sure everything is good, because this is how we're gonna have to organize. And the more we come out there like this, the more it's gonna bring more fruit. You know what I'm saying? So I want to thank all y'all. Thank Captain Soccer War, all the captains, all the officers, all the troopers that came out, man. And you know what I'm saying? And like I said, I know General Commander Junior Hunter gonna be happy about the report. The main thing, we made it to camp and we made it back. Everybody made it back safe. You know what I'm saying? So now the next step is making it home safe. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go ahead and enjoy ourselves in Soccer War. I want to thank you for having the sisters prepare the food for us earlier and have the food for us now. And like I said, we just keep building. Learn from all this, man. Learn from, you know, I could just test a sidebar. Captain Yada's like, no. When we was building up Texas, it was me and Matabar coming from Louisiana to Texas. We were driving 7 hours every weekend. 7 hours every weekend. Nickel and diamond. We would sleep, me and Matabar, we would be sleeping in the car on the side of the road. You understand? And we did that for, I forgot how many months, for 6, 7 months, almost a whole year. Yeah. And look at what Texas has done now. Look at the sacrifices. You know what I'm saying? Had a real believe me and all that, because I was so dedicated to the truth. You know what I'm saying? But that's what the Lord is going, he going to prove every man. Every man going to be tested. And he going to see how bad you want it. And because we went through that, look at Texas now. And look at these zones that's coming up now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we got a golden opportunity, man, to do something that's going to be a legacy. You know, it don't seem like it now, but I'm sure the 12 disciples didn't think that either at first. But when you know what I'm saying, when Christ got done with them, they understood. You know what I'm saying? Some of them didn't get it till he was gone. Right. But they understood later on. You know what I'm saying? It brought down the Roman Empire. So remember what we learned. Right. Remember your training. Remember, go to he and he alone if it's an all. Don't let Satan creep in to divide us. You know what I'm saying? Because we all brothers and we all family. And we gonna lean on each other. If you feel weak, lean on me. The young men, they feel weak, they gonna, and that's who will be the weakest in most cases, because they don't have the understanding. But we'll be able to lean on each other and embrace them brothers for what's going on. You know what I'm saying? To help them make sense of what's all that's happening in the earth. So I just wanted to say that, man. I want to thank everybody again. Soccer War, I'm gonna hand it over to you. If I could, I can give salute out. I'm in the Israel Majid Shabbat. Majid. Barak.
Let it vibe real quick. Look. The city eyes.
All right, Shalom Israel. Let's clap it up. Okay, with the Israelite School, I'm Slaughter. With the Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge. Start out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. Today we're going into Revelations chapter 21 and verse 12. The Hebrew translations for Revelations chapter 21 and verse 12. Y'all, all right, if y'all. So first let me start with my intro. Shalom. Anyakwataziyan Mara Ma Warka Kayahayawam. What that means is peace, Israel. I'm Mara, your teacher for the day. So here in Philly, we teaching out of Philly. I want to say Thawada to headquarters for allowing us to hold down this class for them. I appreciate that. Now, with that being said, here in Philly, we've been going in chronological order of the Bible, and we've been translating one verse out of each book of the Bible. I'm going to say it again so y'all don't get confused. One verse out of each book of the Bible, not one verse out of each chapter of the Bible, but one verse out of each book of the Bible in chronological order, starting from Genesis, and now we're all the way at Revelations. And man, we did every book of the Bible. We did one translation. So this is the last one. Okay, this is the last book of the Bible. We're in Revelations. All right, I'm about to put it up on the screen. Okay, y'all give me 1 second. About to put it up on the screen for everybody to see. Now, hold on, let me do it like this. Here we go. So this is the book of Revelation, chapter 21 and verse 12, okay, in the Hebrew. So now, before I start, just to let y'all know, before we actually start the translation, we're going to read it in the Hebrew, and then we're going to read it in the English, and I'm going to break down the verse. The reason why I do that is because of this. It's no fun, and it's very boring to be translating a verse that you don't even understand. That's church. We don't need church. We don't need no more church, y'all. Like, we let the church thing go. So what you know, how boring is it? And you know, it's just not interesting to translate something you don't even know what the hell is going on. Right. So what I like to do is I like to read the verse in Hebrew, which is the tradition of the school. You read the Hebrew first, then we read the English, okay? Because of course the Hebrew outranks the English, right? So we read the Hebrew first, then we read the English, then we break down the verse, then we translate. All right, now I want to give you a little disclaimer. The New Testament in Hebrew, this New Testament in Hebrew that you're seeing on the screen, the New Testament was not written in Hebrew. It was written in Greek and Latin and a little bit of Hebrew words, right? Very few. Some Hebrew words, I should say, right? But it was written in Greek, some Latin and Hebrew, some Latin words in the Hebrew. Now, with that being said, this is some scholars. This is them matching the Hebrew to the King James English. All right. So this ain't like the Old Testament. This is not historical, what you're seeing here on the screen. This is not historical. This is not biblical at all. This is later on, scholars decided to make a Hebrew Bible, a Hebrew translation of the New Testament, because the Old Testament, of course, is written in Hebrew. So that's not this. This ain't the Old Testament. This is the New. Meaning the scholars went and matched the Hebrew to the King James English. Now I'm giving you that disclaimer because seeing that these scholars translated this into the Hebrew, they use a lot more words than we would have used biblically. We speak slang, we write slang. They used a lot more words to say what we would have said with very few words. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I just want to, give y'all the heads up. This is not the biblical thing. This ain't historical. This is the New Testament being translated into Hebrew so you can have a Hebrew New Testament. It's not historical. All right, and the translators, they use too many words, in my opinion, to say what we would have said in very few words. So let's get started, all right? The book of Revelations. I don't know if you want to read the Hebrew this week. You want to read some Hebrew this week? He said, Qadazai said he's in the game on the Hebrew. I'm going to try to move the mic towards you. Oh, damn, I'm going to drop something. But I know I can project. Salaki, y'all. I got my little extra energy boost up here. It's called liquid energy. It's something that I'm reading. So, got my little liquid energy up here. Go ahead, Quadazai. You got the Hebrew. Let me do it this way so everybody online can follow along as well. I'll go to this screen. So the 12th verse starts after the dots. Every verse starts after the dots. Okay? You got it, Quadazai.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 12 in the Hebrew. YAHAWAH. That's Tazah. No, God. It's like it. Gadala. Gabaha.
Right.
Thumba. Thamab.
Nope.
No, Salaki. No. The Shah.
Not the Shah.
The Sa. Okay. Atha. Waba. Shanyam.
Number 2. Go ahead.
Ishar.
Nope. I was about to give you a hint. This is the number 2. Then this is.
Ishar.
Nope.
No.
It's the number 10.
Oh, Ishara.
Whenever you start seeing the numbers, and you see this right here, you know it's not Ishar, it's Ishara. Now I made the number 10 because you see this number. Go ahead.
Okay, come on. All right. Sha'irayum.
Sha'ir. Only reason that I didn't say Sha'irayum is because Sha'ir is a word that stands out because it's ire instead of ira.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I sort of remembered this. This is Sha'ir.
Sha'ir.
Go ahead.
Okay. Wa'al. Hasha'irayum.
Hasha'ir.
Oh, okay. Hasha'irayum.
Yeah, we gotta form them, no pause, but we gotta form your mouth differently to speak the Hebrew. Hebrew is masculine.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Shanyam. I just said it.
Right. Number 10.
Ishara.
That's perfect.
Malakayum.
Can't get this brother a Philly name wrong.
Malakium.
Yeah.
Malakium.
Go ahead.
Shamawath. Is it Kaf? Kathawabayum. Kathawabayum.
Certain words you'll remember, and if you understand the tenses, which we're going into in the following weeks after this, you'll see certain words like kathab, words like sha'ir, and they'll stand out because they won't be natural to what we used to know. Right. So you'll sort of get it like, all right, I see the weirdness, or what would seem like the weirdness, then you'll remember the word, like, all right, it's kathab, or kathawah in this case, and then yum.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. Yahum.
Yahum. Yah is the connector. Perfect. Okay. It doesn't have a meaning. It's just connecting aisle to hum. There you go.
Aisle. Shamawath. Shayam. Ishara.
Perfect. And they had it together this time. They had this one together to say 12. 2 and 10. 2 and 10 is 12. Go ahead.
Shabbat. Okay.
Shabbat.
Oh, the Shabbat, yeah.
Shabbat, yeah. Go ahead.
Vanya.
Can't be this one. It's us right here.
Oh, Yasharala.
Yashuah, get a brother in. Came a long way with that Hebrew. He's doing it smoothly to the point where I got time to explain in between the words and stuff. Now, Kwanzaa, you got me saying words. I got time to explain in between the letters, man. I mean, in between the words. Kwanzaa came a very long way with that Hebrew, man, with that Hebrew. Now, so that was the Hebrew, okay? That was Revelations 21 and 12. Now we're going to go into the English. I'll read the English. Hold on, what am I doing? I'm doing something wrong. I just made this thing go into a frenzy. So I did it again. All right, hold on, y'all. Bear with me. I called myself doing some fly stuff because I learned a little something about how to use this computer. And then I jammed it up. All right. We can just do it this way. Perfect. The old school way. That's how we rocking in the I.S.U.P.K. See, I got the TAM on from the 60s. Let's do it. Now, so this is Revelations chapter 21 and verse 12. All right, so we're going to read this in Hebrew. Like I said, there's no point. It ain't no point, but it's very not interesting to translate a verse. You don't even know what the hell it's talking about. So we're going to read the English and break it down for what it's saying. Give me Revelations. Let's start at let's just read verse 12. Matter of fact, give me Revelations 21 and let's read verse 10. Right now, I don't know if y'all can see verse 10 very clearly here. Might be a little cut off. But you know, I'll read it. I'll try to read what's here. If I'm missing anything, y'all tell me, all right? So this is Revelations chapter 21, verse 10. We're going to get the backdrop. It says, and he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God. Now, y'all type in and let me know, right? Let me know if y'all with us on this. It say that our kingdom coming out of heaven, descending out of heaven from the Most High. Tell me what that's saying. I want the young officers to tell me. I want the troopers to tell me. I need to know what this scripture is saying. I need it from the mouth of the young wise men in the I.S.U.P.K. Tell me what that means. I'm going to keep going till we get an answer, right? Verse 11, having the glory of the power or the glory of God, and her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal. Meaning her light shine like diamonds, clear as crystal, just like the jasper stone. And then you got what else that people always say, you know, the water and all that. The diamonds, clear as a crystal too, just like a crystal, just like a jasper stone. It's not a jasper stone, it's a diamond, but still. You get what I'm trying to say. It shines. That's what it's talking about, her light, the light from our city. All right, I want y'all to answer the first part first. I need to check. Let me see. Let me get some answers, y'all. What was it speaking about in verse 10 when it said the holy Jerusalem descending out of heaven? I want to know what it says when it says descending out of heaven. What is it saying? All right, and I'll give you verse 11. The light is synonymous with the knowledge and wisdom in the Bible. It says her light was like unto the stone most precious, even like the jasper stone. Remember, it's talking about having the glory of the Most High and her light, the wisdom that we have in Israel, which is from the Most High. That's what makes us shine. That's why we're so unstoppable, because the Lord has been with us. The Lord He is our wisdom, man. He is the one giving us all this knowledge and giving us our greatness and our glory. All right, and I'm gonna keep on reading. And I'm saying us and our for a reason. And anybody type in on that, for time's sake, I'll give you verse 10. When it says coming out of heaven, when it says physically coming out of heaven, that's not physical, but it's spiritual. That's why he said, carried me away, where? In the spirit. In the spirit. This is talking about what's happening in the fourth dimension. Now, what's going to be happening in reality, however, is when Christ and the angels come physically and start punishing every, wicked sinner and everybody that fought against the Most High in Israel, they're going to be, they're going to be getting dealt with. But afterwards, they're going to build our kingdom. They're going to physically work and build it. And we're going to have that great and high mountain in that city in Jerusalem. And it will be here, and it'll be where? From God, just like it says. Out of heaven. Why? Because the angels in Christ are going to come out of heaven here, deal with everybody, then make them build our kingdom. But what's happening in the fourth dimension is it's coming out of heaven. It's a metaphor. And it's speaking about the fourth dimension. Speaking about how our kingdom is going to come out of heaven in the fourth dimension and is physically here in the third dimension. The angels are going to come and it's going to be built physically by these heathens. Okay? By straight up and down slave sweat. It's going to be built. And it's going to have the glory of the Most High. Our greatness is going to be from the Most High. And our knowledge and wisdom going to be from the Most High. All right, so I'm going to keep going. So verse 12, and big shout out to everybody that was trying to type in. I mean, I sort of gave it away just for the time's sake, all right? Now, verse 12 is the verse we translate. It says, and had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates. So around our city, around our capital, is going to be a wall. Build that wall. Build that wall. Trump got a point. You're going to have these slaves. Our brothers are going to own slaves. And our Mexican brothers are going to have their white slaves build that wall. Our SICARII brothers, they're going to rest. But their white slaves will build that wall in our kingdom. And they better do, listen, ISRAELITES hit you with that whip, boy. And listen, ISRAELITES don't get tired. You see how they build houses now? They better build that wall for real. They better do it quickly. Anybody been to the Hebrew Academy? Quickly. Quantas, I've been waiting. You've been waiting to show you something. You've been waiting to let y'all know. Issachar going to tell his white slaves, build that wall. Great and high, too. Not no little, nothing you can get over. A great and high wall. All right, let's keep going. I want to see if I can make this a little bit bigger without it cutting off. No, I can't. All right, we just got to rock with it like this. All right, so it says, and had 12 gates. So the wall is going to be big, giant wall around our holy capital, right? The capital of our country, Israel. It's going to have 12 gates, 12 entrances. And at the gates, 12 angels. So how about that for Shamar? That's a hell of a Shamar right there. You got angels. We be having angels on Shamar here too, but we ain't going to get into that. But because a lot of people don't believe in that. They don't understand what I'm saying right now, Quatazah. They don't believe me. They don't believe we be having angels on Shamar. Anyway, you should have saw the Passover. Anyway, you should have saw the trip to Acuna, Mexico. You should see us getting to Dominican Republic and Haiti. Let's stick to the point. Anyway, we be having angels on Shamar. I.S.U.P.K. That's a quote. Okay, it's a T-shirt. Let's get back into it, right? So now, on the 12 entrances, on the 12 gates, it's going to be 12 angels, right? And the names written thereon. There's going to be names written on these gates, on the entrances where these angels are holding Shamar to enter into our kingdom and exit our kingdom, our holy capital, right? which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Heaven, the kingdom coming from heaven, with only the names of the children of Israel. One gate for each tribe with one shamar angel. Build that wall for our SICARIte brothers. Our Mexican brothers, they're going to tell these white slaves to build that effing wall quickly. Man, listen. And once the wall is built, got you an angel right there protecting that thing. Not to mention the brothers that's going to be on Shamar. And the name on each entrance of the gate of our kingdom, of our holy country, is one of the 12 tribes of Israel. Each gate got a name of the 12 tribes. Come on now, y'all. You can't tell me that ain't crazy. You can't tell me that's not real. Let's translate it, y'all. All right? So clap it up. Give a round of applause to that. Okay? Now, that's something that you can't deny. Now I would like to translate. Now is worth the translation. You ain't sitting there with Abba, God, trying to figure out what the hell you're talking about. You know what it's saying. And now you're going to back it up. And here's why I gave you the sidebar in the beginning. Because I want to see what the scholars, I want to see how they worded it. I want to see what the words they chose, if they tried to lighten it up a little bit, or did they keep it hardcore, or did they have a hard time trying to, was they mind boggled by what it's saying and having to make the Hebrew say this? Let's see. Because I'm pretty sure they was Christians. But if heaven is only for Israel, then I don't see, maybe they were spiritual Israelites. Maybe they were spiritual Israelites. Let's get into the translation, y'all. All right. Let's go back to the Hebrew. Okay. Let's go back to the Hebrew. And let's start the translation. All right. Revelations. I would like to try. I know it ain't going to work, but at least we try. So, Revelations, we had 21 and 12. The first word is YAHWAH. YAHWAH. Okay. I am going to highlight this to zoom in a lot more. So I want y'all to be able to see it. YAHWAH. YAHWAH. What this is saying right here is the first, which is what we're going to next lesson we're going to be going into in the up and coming weeks. Starting next week, I believe I'm doing 3 weeks straight of each, right? So YAHWAH at the beginning is Wa, the beginning character Wa. When Wa is at the beginning of a root word, what does it mean? Somebody type in and tell me when you see the character the character Wa at the beginning of a root word, what is it saying? It's a very simple, very easy answer. While y'all getting that, we're gonna go into what I've been using lately. I want to say big shout out to Priest and Officer Ra'Arban for sending me this link, right? Priest and Officer Ra'Arban sent me a link to the Hebrew. Boom. Let me go here for a second. All right, we're going to the Hebrew to English dictionary. Okay, Hebrew to English dictionary. I forget whose dictionary it is, but we're going here. So I believe I shared the tab. All right, here we go. So we're going to look up the word chama. And here's why we're going to look up the word kama. All right, I'll show you real quick. You have Y at the beginning, which y'all should be typing in, telling me what it means. And then you have Y in the middle. Y in the middle, is used as a present tense when it's in between the first 2 characters. Kama, I believe, is the root word. So because kawa It's not an or kawam could be the root. But when I see this ha at the end, seeing that gadala has a ha at the end, I'm thinking maybe this is a connector as well, right? An ending connector, right? With a middle connector, or just ka, ma, and ha is the root word, right? But we'll find out. I'm going with the fact that ka, ma, and the character ha will be the root word, seeing that this wa is in between what I would consider the first two characters, right, of the root, just to make it present tense. So I would say whatever this is, when y'all type in and let me know what wa means at the beginning of a root word, y'all should be typing it in. While y'all doing that, we're going to look up the word kama, and we're going to say that this is a tense, that this wa is a tense. So we're going to come back here to the Hebrew to English dictionary. We're going to come over and try to find the character cha. We'll start to translate. We'll start to find the word from there. I believe that's ha. And ya, taya, abagada, hawaza, cha. So let's go back a little bit. Hawaza, cha. I believe this is karab. Yes, the cat. Let me see. Let me zoom in. Yes, this is the character cha. So now we need kama. So let's go back, hit this little arrow. Let's go back a little bit to the character ma. So we got ka, we got kamad. So it has to be over here somewhere. Since kamad. Oh wait, no, this is kamad, kamadium, kama. Here we go, kama. Here it is right here. Kama, kamwath, ya, you got kama. It says to flee, to take refuge, to trust. It's the first one. Then you have kama as a pronoun. It's saying to flee, to take refuge, right? To flee, to take refuge. So let's see if we can use that. And it's right here, kama, this first word, to flee, to take refuge. Now, let's use it. Let's try to use that. Just so y'all know, when I do my translations, right, what I try to do is I try to translate it as if I'm a new person, new student, young man or female, right, that's trying to translate this themselves, because that'll make it easier for y'all out there who are new to be able to find it the same way, because you're going to guess the same way I had to figure it out, same way every Hebrew teacher had to figure it out. It's the exact same process. So that's what I like to do. I just wanted to give y'all a little backdrop on that. All right, which is why I'm explaining to you which character I'm going to pick. And you know, we prepare our classes beforehand. So I'm saying this, yeah, I'm going to pick this character, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, right? And that's for a reason, because I want y'all to have the same mind frame on how you figure out your Hebrew words and how you find the correct Hebrew word and translate it. All right, I got my book right here. So y'all know, this is the class right here. But I always do the class to try and get the new students to understand, so everybody can be on the same page. All right, so let's go back to the Hebrew. We see that it's saying to flee, to take refuge, right? So let's try and use it. Also, I might as well pull this up too as well, since we on the topic. Let's go to the not the Blue Letter Bible. Let's go to twoletterlookup.com. Let me see if I can type this in. Yeah, pop right up. Twoletterlookup.com. This is another this is a website that you can use. The other one is a link that I'll post in the chat. So twoletterlookup.com. You see the Hebrew letters right here. Hold on, let me see if I can scroll down. I'm not sure if it'll let me do this. So what I'll do is I'll remove. Oh, y'all can see, right? So what I'll do is Let's look it up here too as well, just to give you an example on how to use it since I pulled it up. Hence the name 2 letters, which sometimes you can get a little bit more than 2 letters, but let's start with ka and then the character ma. Since there's only 3 letters, let's try to fit in kama and see what we have. Heat, anger, poison. Let's erase it. Let's click on it, it'll erase. Let's go ka-ma. Let's see what we have. Yeah, come, hot, kama-ah. Hold on, let's scroll down. Oh, wait, I don't know, wasn't trying to do that. This thing ain't been working for me. All right, here we go. Kada, kama, heat, anger, kama, heat, sun. Let's see if we can find kawam. Let's try kawam. Let's try kawam and see what we get with kawam as well. All right, kawams, sunburnt, swarthy, right? Dark colored, dark skin. So we know he's not saying kawam. So let's go to kama. All right. Heat, anger, poison, heat, fever. It's not really getting to the point of what we was looking for. All right, well, this one is coming from a different root word. Okay, this one ain't coming from the actual kama. It's coming from kama'a, which is why it's saying this. Okay. Shalom, Lord in Christ. Lord in Christ. All right, so let's try kawama. Let's see if we can fit this whole thing into there. Nope, just kawam, just swarthy, sunburn. I believe it's coming from the same root word. Didn't really give it to us here, but that's cool because we already got it over here. All right. So we just got to zoom in so we can get back to it. Boom, boom. Here we go. Kama, to flee, to take refuge, right? So let's go, and now let's go into the to the Hebrew, back into the Hebrew, and let's see. So we got Y at the beginning of a root word, which is used as and. When you see the character Y at the beginning of a root word, is saying and. So and, chawama, and fleeing, and taking refuge, right? And fleeing and taking refuge, gadala. Gadala is the next word. So and fleeing, let's use fleeing. And fleeing, right? Present tense. And fleeing, and then the next word is gadala. So let's go into the English and let's see what we had, right? Now 12 is and had a wall great and high. Okay, but this is what it said right here. All right. Oh, good night. I did it again, y'all. Let me just stick with this. Hey, shalom, YAHUSHUA. All right. So this is and fleeing. Now we're gonna look up the next word, gadala. Oh, Salaki. I ain't even share. So you ain't even see me jam it up. So and fleeing, and then the next word is gadala. Gadala. So we'll go back into the Hebrew to English dictionary. Let's see what we can find. Okay. See if we can find the character ga, which is at the beginning, abaga. So we had ba. Let's go to ga. Gawa, abagada, hawa. So scroll back some. Gada. Here we go. Here we are. So here we go. Gada. We got gada wall. So we close. I see gadal right here. Let's see if we have gadala. Oh, here it is right here. Gadala. It says see gadawala. Okay, well, let's see if we can find gadawala. Right? Gadawa. So got a wall, right? Got a wall. They saying is the root. Here it is, Gada Wala, down here at the bottom. Okay. From the root word Gadol, right? or how you would say, might say, YAHWAH. So this is YAHWAH. It's feminine. It's used as greatness, majesty, greatness, great deeds, right? That's what it's used as. Greatness. Because Gadol is great, as you can see here. Great, large, tall, mighty, elder, the great things. So I think it might be saying tall. So if y'all can see, the root word Gadol is up here, y'all. It'll never let me highlight it though. But it's up here. YAHWAH or YAHWAH, used as great or tall, right? Here is just the ha. Here's just the feminine form. That's why it says F right here for feminine. I don't know if y'all can see this. Good, you can. So it's right there for the feminine form. All right, for the feminine form of Gadol. So lock it. And add this shield up there. So now let's keep going. Let's go back into the Hebrew, right? So we got and fleeing, great, or and fleeing to, right? Present tense, and fleeing, great, and fleeing, great, or and fleeing a great, or and fleeing to a great, depending on the slang, right? And fleeing to, taking refuge, and taking refuge, and fleeing to a great, a tall. We can say tall, right? So that's the first two words that we had. And in the English, it says, and had a wall great and high, right? Or now let me give you something else. Since it's saying had a wall, it could be saying this in Hebrew because of the slang. And a refuge tall. And a refuge tall. Right? Could be saying that as well, to say a refuge, a wall. Right? A refuge or a wall or a refuge tall. And we'll just stick with refuge because that's what we saw. So, and a refuge tall. Now let's translate the rest of it. All right. So, YAHWAH, and a refuge, Gadala, and a refuge tall. Right? And a refuge tall. The next word is YAHWAH. YAHWAH, and it's over here, all the way in the corner, right? I'm trying to get to it. Right here, YAHWAH, YAHWAH, and then ha at the end. YAHWAH. So let's look this up on the next. I'll go back and forth. Let's try a two-letter lookup and using this. So let's go to two-letter lookup.com. Well, since we're already here, we'll use two-letter lookup for the next one. Let's just use this. What was the word? Let's go back and find the word. It was YAHWAH. Now, why at the beginning saying and? The people that say and a lot, right? And Gaba, and Gaba with the ha at the end. Gabaha, right, for the feminine. Usually when it's speaking about the land, it's in feminine. When the Lord, let me tell y'all this real quick, just to give y'all a good breakdown. Whenever you see the ha there at the end like that, it's usually the feminine form showing either whatever tense is trying to match. But sometimes when we're speaking, a lot of times when we're speaking about the land, it's always a ha at the end. Because the land will be the feminine, will be the lesser than us, because we have dominion over the land. The same way, if you ever read it, as y'all get to read more Hebrew, you'll see when the Most High speaks to us, he speaks to us in feminine. We're not on the same level as him. We don't have the same rank. A wife and a husband don't have the same rank. A male and a female don't have the same rank. one outranks the other. It's a respect thing, right? So a man talks to the female in feminine because he's speaking down, meaning he's addressing the fact that she is not in his ranking, that he outranks her, and it's like saying, it's like calling a brother his name compared to him saying sir to you. You know what I mean? Like y'all two brothers, if y'all the same rank, y'all dapping each other. What's up? Such and such. What's going on? Such and such. But when the trooper come up, he speak to y'all. He say, "Hey, sir," and you might say, "What's going on?" Such and such. The trooper's name might not even say trooper or the rank, or it's that same way, right? When a sister is speaking to a man, she say, "Hey, shalom, sir," something, and he just calls the sister her name. Is that same thing? So since we have dominion over the land, we'll put the land in feminine because we rule it. And when the Lord speaks to us, he's speaking to us in feminine. He putting us in the feminine because he rules us. That's something for y'all to think about, because as you get to read the Hebrew, you'll be like, damn, why is the Lord speaking in feminine? And your mind might not understand it at first. You might be like, why is God talking? You might think he's talking like a female. God is talking to a female. You feel me? Like he's talking to the woman, to the lesser. He's talking to us. We're the one that's not in his class. So with that being said, just to go back, when you see certain words, when it's talking about the land, you'll see it in feminine. All right, I know I gave you a whole rundown, but that's what I wanted to say. All right, so now we got Y at the beginning for and. You got the ha at the end for the feminine. Now we're going to look up the word gabah. Gabah, right? So we had the character ga. Let's go back and see if we can find gabah. Okay, here it is right here. We got gabah. That wasn't hard. Gabah. Gabah. Oh, all right. So let's go up a little bit because there's a few of them. Gabah says see God, right? God. Gabah, the informative future tense, right? Yagabah is the future tense. To be high, to be elevated, right? To be exalted, to be high-minded, to be proud, to make high, right? So I believe this might be talking about the wall. High, tall, elevated, proud, gabah, right? So it's saying tall, saying a tall. So it's already a high at the end, but they added the extra high because it's speaking about the land. So if we, oh damn, I didn't share it. It's a lock here, y'all. Here we go. Let me zoom back in. Hate when I do that, y'all. It's lock it. So gabah, high, tall, elevated, proud, haughty, high-minded, to be high up here, elevated, high-minded, proud, haughty, to make high, to raise, high, tall. Okay, so when we go back to the Hebrew, it's saying and tall. So it is more than likely what it's saying in the Hebrew is, not zoom this in one, here we go. I think I might just keep it over here. Keep it right here for a second. It says YAHAWAH and refuge, right? And refuge, Gadalah, mighty. A refuge mighty. Wagabaha, and tall. And a refuge mighty and tall, right? So this usually words, the main word is in past tense. So it's probably and had a refuge mighty and tall. And had a refuge mighty and tall, right? Now let's go into the English. And had a wall great and high. A wall great and high. okay, and had a wall great and high, and had a refuge mighty and tall. Now that's pretty close, I would have to say. I would have to say that that's pretty close. Now, Salaki, to the students in the class, is there any questions? Can y'all see this clearly, or y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all got any questions? Y'all cool? All right, Most High in Christ. And Salaki to everybody online. I think I got an extra comment. Damn, how we got hackers in the joint already? Good God, we got hackers and we trying to learn about God. They trying to teach us about other things. Damn, that's crazy. This is not the OnlyFans crowd, bro. All right, now, so with that being said, as y'all can see here, it says, and had a wall great and high. Right? And the Hebrew, I would say, is saying, and had a refuge mighty and tall, or had a refuge great and high. You can say both. Right? And had a refuge great, because Gadol is great or mighty, and had a refuge great and tall. That's perfect. That's perfect. And that's what it's saying. But as a translator, you might say, and had a refuge mighty and tall, or great and high. Either one is good, right? It's just the specific words that we chose to pick. That's all, but it's saying the same thing. Now, the next word is thesab. Thesab. Okay? Thesab. So before we get to the next word, let's just look. And had a wall great and high, and had a refuge mighty and tall, and had a refuge great and tall. Either one. Great and high, however you want to put it. Okay? So now let's go back. The word that we're about to look up is thesab. Thesab. And I believe I said we're going to use 2-letter lookup for this one. So let's share the tab. Let's go to the character tha, sa, and ba. Okay, thesab is not here. Let's try, y'all. Let's try. Okay, so let me bring you back on something. So this tha at the beginning is probably more than likely a tense. Sab is, I would not say sab is a root word. It might be sabah, could be sabah. Could be yasab, could be wasab, could be ha-sab. I mean, what's another weak character that drops off? Hawa and ya, they all drop off. They like the weakest ones that drop off because they use so much. I would go with, I want to say hasab. I want to go with sabah. Let's try sabah first. Let's try sabah. If sabah doesn't come back, let's try yasab or something like that. Let's try sa, ba, and the character ha. Or it could be saba'ah too. It could be saba'ah. See, that just popped up. Let's go sa, wait. Sabah. Let's try sabah. Let's see what we get. To quaff, to society, become tipsy. Goddamn, that's crazy. Sabah, potation. Sabaite, it's probably a name. It's sabab too. Sabab is another one. All right, so I want to go into something. Let me try to go into this real quick while I got a little chance. This sabab right here. Whenever you see a lot of words, they have two of the same characters. You'll only see them use one. Because remember, our writing is slang as well as our language. Our writing system is slang, right? So if you know sisters whose name is her name is Labab, the actual root word is Labab. That's the actual root word. Is another one with two R's like Harar or Sarar, or you'll see just one character Ra. You just see one character Ra. Same thing with Quack. With some of these, when I'm saying Quack, I'm saying 2 Q's, 2 character Quack, right? I forget is a word that's something Quack, right? But you'll only see one character Quack. You won't see them both. So sabab is to revolve, to surround, border. Now this might be getting somewhere, border, right? Border, revolve. Let's see here. Sabah, a turn. Sabayab is a word, a cycle, a neighbor, in environs, around. I'm not sure if it's going to say around. Let's see. The rest is sort of names. I should have took the names out. Let's take out the names. Make it a lot easier on ourselves. And I think that's it. I think Sabab, one of these is it. I'm going to say border since we're talking about a wall. Let's click this. To turn about, to be brought around, change, to march, to go partly around, turn oneself, to turn about, to encompass, surround, to cause, to go around, to be turned, to surround, to cause, to turn. Okay, what can we use? Let's say, it's saying to turn around. All right, Akim, y'all pick one. We got the root word is sabab, that I believe it is, right? First, before we pick on sabab, let's try yasab. Let's try this one before we pick. Matter of fact, while we're here, y'all can pick one. Then I'll write it down. Whichever one y'all pick for sabab. So y'all can pick. We got it right here up here on the screen. Y'all pick one. Y'all can type it in. Akim in the class. Y'all can pick one as well. Let's pick one of these meanings for the word sabab. And I'll take either one whenever y'all ready. Let me go back to it. Boom, so y'all can have it. Go ahead.
So you want us to just read it out?
Yeah. No, I just want y'all to pick one. Y'all don't have to read it out.
Okay, number one.
Number one. So you want to use, but which word? What are you saying that this word is meaning? Is it meaning to turn about, to march, to go partly around? I'm asking you which one you want to pick. Now we at Fasab. I'll wait for y'all and then I'll write it down, whichever one y'all pick. Go ahead, Akim. We on the clock. It's 8:10. So I'll read the sentence. All right. I'll read the sentence. I'll make this smaller. I'll read the sentence for y'all. YAHAWAH, and had a refuge. Gadalah, great. Gabaha, and high. Thesab, which is where we at now. And had a refuge great and high, and had a wall great and high. And the English, Salakia, this is what we're reading. And had a wall great and high, right? And had a refuge great and high. And what it's saying in the English is this, and had a wall great and high. All right, now I can't give y'all no more. Y'all trying to steal. Thou shalt not. Go ahead, Akim. Y'all got it. Y'all can pick any one. And had a wall great and high. Go ahead.
I think maybe 1D1.
D1 to encompass, to surround. All right, what you got, Quatazah? And had a wall great and high.
So the wall great and high is The Hebrew word is inside of that sentence.
That's the sentence. That's what we translated already. This is the next word after great and high.
Next word. Okay.
So it had a wall great and high. Quatazar said, come on, Thumyad, my brother. He said great and high to surround, to encompass. Which one did you pick?
Yeah, that was one you wanted to say.
Is it border?
Okay, is that what you want to go with? All right, and had a wall great and high, a border. Right? Okay, so we got to encompass, we got a border. So let's go with those. That's not bad picks, right? So we're gonna go to the English, and we're gonna pull up the English, and had a wall great and high, a border, right? I think that's cool. And had a wall great and high to encompass, to surround. Okay. So I put there. I'm gonna write those two down. So now let's look up the next word. So we got YAHUWAH, which was a refuge or a wall. Gadalah, great or mighty, right? Great or mighty. YAHUWAH, and high and tall. What was it? Facade, to surround, right? To surround, to encompass, right? Encompass, or a border. Okay, now let's keep going. The next word, atha. The next word that we're going into, that we're about to translate, is the word that we all know, atha. Atha. I don't feel like I gotta go look up atha. I don't want to have to. We got a little bit more words, so I know that most people know what the word atha is. So if somebody want to give me what the word atha is used as?
If I'm not mistaken, sir, if I could, doesn't that mean you?
Give my hand. Everybody knows that. Bless you. Watch over you. I'll atha. Barak atha. You. So atha is used as you. All right, let's go on to the next word. So let's see what we have here, right? Let's see what we translated so far. We got YAHUWAH, and had a wall. Gadol, and had a refuge, right? Gadol, mighty. YAHUWAH, and tall. Thasab, to encompass. Atha, you, right? To a wall great and high, to surround, right? To surround you. And had a wall great and high, a border you, right? Border you. Okay, now here's the next one. Here's the next one. Waba. 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 All right. This one's a little tricky. This one is a little tricky only because, let me pull myself up on the screen. I'm here on the screen. And y'all can still see. So this is perfect. Only because ba and the character ha is a slang word. Ba at the beginning of a root word is in. Ha at the end of a root word is her or she or feminine. In her. Everything has been feminine so far because we're speaking about the land. Right. So now you got Y at the beginning. It could be saying and in her. Also, by at the beginning is on. On, at, by, in. And sometimes with. As a slang is that's real slang. That's nigga talk. When you say with, using by at the beginning. But its main usage is in, at, by, or on. And then with as a slang. So you can say and in, and at, and by, and on. And then ha at the end to say her. Right? to say her. I'll make this big so y'all can see. So there's a few different things it could be saying. It could be saying to border you and in her, to border you and on her, right? Now remember, the whole thing is feminine because it's speaking about the land, speaking about this wall we had dominion over, right? So that could be saying, it could be saying a wall great and high to encompass you and in her, to encompass you and on her. So it depends. I would highly doubt that this is a regular word because it's too guessing, it's too open to figure out what it is. I gotta see if it's a ha, gotta see if it's a ya, I gotta see if it's a wa, if waba is the word. I doubt that this is the word, especially, here's another key point, especially because that the way that this slang word is used sort of after something. It's used after whatever you're saying. Right? So now my guess would be and on her. That's what my guess is. I don't know if that's fine with y'all to use, y'all, or y'all can pick your own if y'all want. Want to go with? So it could be and in her, and on her, and by her, and with her. And in, on, by, or with. So I'll read it straight out, and then y'all can pick whichever one. And had a wall great and high, right? To border, to encompass you, and blank her, and on her, and in her, and by her, and with her. Go ahead, Thumb, y'all, you had your hand up first.
No, sir, I know you're the expert, but I want to go with and in her.
Perfect. I just picked. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I was just picking to get y'all to pick. So what do you say, Quatazah? And on her, and in her, and by. Now this is what y'all don't know. In I.S.U.P.K, we train to be good officers. We train to be good wives, good sisters, good brothers, and also excellent scholars. Also excellent biblical scholars. This is your scholar training. You are doing what nobody else. Your pastor don't know what none of this says. I can guarantee you your pastor don't know nothing. The fact that you're able to figure this out, it's like the words is coming to life. You looking at it and you're going to pick. So you're reading this what nobody else can read. When I said YAHUWAH and had a refuge, that word just came to life out of all the other words. God the law, you know what it's saying, and tall and great, and had a wall great. Then over here, well, God Baha and high, facade to surround you, a border, you literally you, and in her is what you pick, right? And in her, what you pick. And on her, and by her, and with her, and at her.
So between by and on.
You say
yeah, by sound. I'm gonna go with on though.
You're gonna go with on and on her. All right. So we got YAHUWAH and had a wall and had a refuge. Gadalah, mighty or great. Great. Wa Gabaha, and tall and high. Thasad, to encompass. A border. Atha, you. Wa Baha, and in her, and on her, Shanyum. And on her, Shanyum. Now, before we get to the next one, you know we got to go to the English and see what we said. And had a wall, this is Revelations 21:12, and had a wall great and high, and had blank, right? So now remember what I said to y'all. I'm gonna go back because I don't want y'all getting too damn much. I don't want y'all seeing every damn thing. You know what I mean? But remember what I said. They chose a lot more words than we would have used. But I'll tell you what it's saying. It's saying it had a wall great and high, right? Wakawama, it had a wall and a refuge. Gadalah, mighty, great. Wagabaha, and tall. Thesad, a border to surround you. A wall great and high to surround you, around you. A wall great and high around you and on her. And on her, shun, remember we're going into the numbers. And on her what? Shanyam. Let's see what Shanyam is. All right, so we're going to go here. No, before I always like to take you back to the English. And had a wall great and high and blank. I know that it's saying and on her because after we translate this, you're going to see it. Most people have probably seen it already because I had the English up. So let's go to Shanyam. Let's go to the character Shah. Right? Shanyam Tha, Shah Tha. So we got to go back. Shah, we got Shabbat. We need Shana. Shaka. Where we at? Shalah. We're getting close. Shalah. Shema. Come on, Shana. Here we go. All right, we got Shana. Right? Shana. Let's go. Shana. Here we go. Shana. Shanaf. We need a Ya. We need Ya. Shun Yum. Here we are, right here. We got Shanya. We got Shanyum. Crimson color, right? Crimson color. You can pick that. That's fine. But Shanya is a number, masculine, plural. See if I can just zoom in. It's a tiny bit more. Okay. Shanya is a number. It's masculine, plural. The second. You see the word shanyam here, it's feminine. Well, so like this is the masculine, the feminine is shanya. The second, the other, feminine a second time. Shanyam, it's a number. Tells you right here, it's a number. I don't know what this is. Masculine, it says shanyam. The common usage is shanya. The feminine, shafyam, shafya. Two, both a pair. Now here we go, y'all. They done went in on y'all. They didn't get y'all two words at the same time. Shanyam Ishara. Number, masculine. The feminine form is Shafyam. Ishara, 12, the 12th. The number 12 or the 12th. And on her, 12. Right? And on her, 12. Let's go to the Hebrew. So a border, the Sab, a border or around you. A wall great and high around you, surrounding you. A border you, to encompass you. All that is good. And on her, 12. And on her, 12. Shanyam Ishara, the number 12. Let's see what the English says. And y'all see how we looking at this. Them words is popping out. You reading it. Somebody else, they would look at that like, man, come on. I don't know what this, you know. They can read Arabic. They can't read Hebrew. And they can halfway read that Arabic. Trust me. Ooh, I got to show y'all something at the class. You know what? I want to say this for the record. These Muslim women, they don't mind trying to get some tail to the Israelite. I'll tell you that right now. Now, I didn't accept. I'm ready to come through the screen on me. I didn't accept. Both of them, all three. They'll come through the screen on me and grab me by the neck, y'all. I didn't accept. I was honored. He was bad. That's why I was honored. But That's the only thing I'm gonna say. All right, I'll show you after. They don't mind giving that to her. That's a sidebar. Let's keep going. Let's get back to the wall great and high that keep me in the damn house at night. All right. Now, with that being said, so here's what it says. It says, and had a wall great and high and had 12. That's it. That's all I'm giving. And had 12. And had 12. Now, here's the thing about this Hebrew. That the scholars who specifically translated this is what I didn't like, right? I didn't like the fact that they used so many unnecessary words. I would have used "and on her." I don't know why they used, I would have used "and on her," right? Or to say "and in her," because what's what we about to translate. But I don't know why they put "around you." Why did they put that? That threw everything off. Well, you could have just said a wall great and high and on her 12. Why did they put around you? What the hell what we need that for? Right. But let's keep going. Now, the next word that we're going to translate is the word sha'ir. Sha'ir. Now, y'all are going to remember this word sha'ir because I believe it's hair. One of its usages is hair. It's something ire that's hair. I believe it's sha'ir, which is hair, actual hair. Yum is making it plural, but I believe that this usage is not going to be hair. All right, so we use this already. We'll go back to two-letter lookup. I said I was just going to go back and forth just to show everybody how to use it, but it's pretty easy to use two-letter lookup. So sha, the character I, which is right here, and the character ra, sha'ir. To storm, to shiver, fear. Act as a gatekeeper, estimate. Oh, okay, gatekeeper, sha'ir. Here it is right here, sha'ir. Now you see why I want y'all to notice this one is in green. I believe this is the main usage of it. It's hair, right? Sha'ir is a tempest, terror, an opening door, a gate, a measure. Once again, used as hair, right? A harsh, horrid, offensive. Okay. A hurricane is sha'ira, but it's going into something else. Sha'ira is hairiness. So you get what I'm saying about the hair, right? And there's a word that you'll remember because the word the part of ire in it is sort of stands out. There's not, there's not a sound we like being a pirate, like you know what I mean, and all that. But it's ire, sha'ir. So the word is sha'ir yum, and 12 sha'ir yum. Now let's pick. Go ahead and take a pick. I doubt if it's hair. I doubt if it's storm. I like to say a gatekeeper, right? To start going into it. But I believe down here, sha'ir, H8179, I would like to say gate. A gate of entrance, a gate of space inside a gate, a marketplace, public meeting place, which is what it was used as in Nehemiah. It was used as 1B in Nehemiah, a gate, a marketplace, a public meeting place. At the gates, at the head, right? At the gate of the city. The gates of the city, at the head, at the marketplace, the downtown, the meeting place, the public meeting place of a city, right? It says of space inside a gate, right? Meaning of space inside the city, where you would meet at inside the city, the downtown. Downtown is usually the center of the city. Or the uptown is usually the center, is right there where everybody can get to, the main part. So it's both of those, the head and the place. Gate of palace, royal castle, temple, court, a tabernacle, gate of heaven, city, door, gate, port. So we're going to go with gate. All right, so let's go back. Damn, I ain't even looking at what I'm looking at. I ain't even sharing nothing. Damn. So like here it is, a gate of the marketplace that I was just speaking of, but I would like to go with gate. Okay. So let's go back to the Hebrew. And on her, right, which we're going to zoom out. So a border, or to encompass you, wa-ba, and on her, shanyam aishara, 12 gates, and in her, 12 gates, sha'arim, right? Shanya aishara is 12, sha'arim is gates. Sha'ir is a gate, yum is plural, gates. So we start at the top, Wakama, and had a refuge, because it's past tense. Right? Most words is already past tense. We're always speaking in the past tense. Mostly, what did you do today? How was your day? I mean, where you go today? Where you coming from? Most of our languages, we speaking about what happened. Tell me what happened. Yo, this what happened. Right? So, y'all can understand it. So now this is all stuff that's proven in the Hebrew. I'm not just coming off the top of my head. So whenever you see the word regular, you can automatically assume it's past tense, which is why we have the variations for the past tense and the present and the future, because the basic word is already past tense. So wakama, and had, meaning past tense, and had a refuge, and had a wall. Gadala, great, or tall, or mighty, right? Mighty or great, and had a wall, great, wagaba, and high and tall. Thasa, to surround, or encompass, or border, atha, you. Waba, and on her, shanyam aishara, 12 sha'arim gates. And on her 12 gates. Wa'il is the next word. Wa'il. Wa at the beginning of a root word, you already know it's saying and. That's we say and all the time. They change it to here, to, therefore, nevertheless, but, things like that in today's time, but it's mainly and. So and I'll, the next word is I'll. Any questions in the room before we continue? Wow. Shalom, sis. Y'all thumb by Shem Yahushua to all the sisters. Y'all by Shem Yahushua Barakatah to all the brothers. So wa'il, all right, wa'il. So let's go. What we use last? We use 2-letter lookup. So let's go back to this. The Hebrew to English dictionary. I'm gonna post this link in the chat. I'll post this link in the chat. So don't let me forget before the class over. So, damn, I don't forgot which word we looking up. We looking up I, right? Well, I. Let's go to the character I. Where we at? Sha. We got to go backwards to I. La manasa I. Pa taza. We at taza right now. La manasa. So the next one is I. Let's keep going. All right, here we go. I. I ba. I da. I.W.A., I.P.A. All right, so we went past it. I.O. There we go. And it is, we got I.W.A. I.W.A. So let's zoom in on here. All right. Hold on. I always do that. Let me just, oh, dang. My bad, yo. All right. So you got I.W.A. It says C.I., but they didn't have I. They had I.W.A. when we look for I. All right. Now, you got C.I.O., but they didn't have it, right? Because you know what? They do have it. They're telling us to keep going past Wa, right? Isa, they want us to go all the way to it. Here we go. They want us to go all the way to I. Now, you got I.W.A. is masculine, yoke, servitude, right? Now, I doubt if it's saying that because we know the usage of I. So let's come down here. This is the last one. If you read above it, it says from, above, from, upon, over, above, on you, right? Above, over you. So if we scroll down, here we go. I. What is high? The upper part. A preposition, which is what we're looking for. On, upon, above, over, on account of, to, unto. Towards, near, against, according to, after, in spite of, because of. So I'll say when it's used as a preposition is either saying these two right here, on or upon, or over, or to. You know, in Old Quicker English, they say unto, but I like to just keep it in today's time. To. So on, to, over. I'll let y'all take a pick. Let's go, and here we go. So we got I'll pick this one just for time's sake. So we got and on her 12, right? Shanyam Ishara, gates, Sha'aryam, Wa'il, and on, and then the next word is Ha Sha'aryam. And on, now we're gonna break this word down since we already translated it. Quadzak and Thumya. I don't know why I can't remember your name for the night. Hey, so it says Wa'il, right? Over here it says, hold on screen. It says Wa'il and on, but it has a dash. So it's connected to another word. The word that is connected to is Ha Sha'ir Yom. What's ha at the beginning of a root word? Go ahead.
If I'm not mistaken, the.
Get a brother hand. And on the wa'il ha. Now, what is sha'ir? What was sha'ir? We just looked it up. Go ahead. Gate. And on the gate, plural.
Sha'ir.
So what is it plural? On the gate, plural. What's the plural? It's making this word gate plural. So what is it saying? And on the, you want to say it, Quadzah?
Gates.
And on the gates. And on the gates. Now listen, we didn't translate it this whole damn, this wasn't the short verse. We basically at the end, everything else is pretty much repeating, but we got a few more words we're gonna look up. So now let's keep going. Right? So ha sha'irayim. So let me zoom out so y'all can see this whole thing. Wa'il and on ha sha'irayim, and on the gates. Shanyam Ishara 12. And on the gates 12, Mala'akim. Let's look up Mala'akim. What we just used, y'all? All right, we gotta go to two-letter lookup. We just used the dictionary. Let's go to two-letter lookup. Let's see if we can get Mala'aka. Mala'aka. Okay, angel. All right. Mala'aka. Deputyship, ministry, employment, work, property. Mala'akwath, right? A message. Mala'akya, Malachi. Man, that was perfect. I thought I took out all the names though. I see they put them back up here. Because Malachi shouldn't have been in there, but that's fine, right? So Mala'ak, which one is y'all gonna pick? We got Mala'ak. It's damn near giving you the main usage. So we got Mala'ak, a messenger of God, of an angel, right? Mala'ak, an angel. You got, and we'll stop there. I won't incorporate nothing else. You got a messenger of God, an angel, or an angel. Which one did you pick? It's pretty slim.
It's similar. I guess I'll go with the main usage, an angel.
An angel. All All right, Most High in Christ. That wasn't hard. That was easy. Pretty simple. So right now what we got is 12 angel plural. What is it saying, Quatazah?
Angels.
12 angels. So now let's read what we just translated. So we got, now let me zoom out just a tad bit more. We got, I'll go back to the top. YAHAWAH, and had a refuge. Gadalah, great. YAGABAHA, and high and tall. THESHADEROOM, surround, encompass, a border. ATHA, you. WABA, and on her. Shanyam Ishara, 12 Sha'arium, gates. Wa'il, and on Ha Sha'arium, and on the gates. Shanyam Ishara, 12 Malaakim, angels. 12 angels. Let's see what the English says. And had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates. And at the gates, 12 angels, right? So they use wa'il to say and at and on, same thing. And at the gates, 12 angels, same thing. So our translation is going pretty good. So now let's continue, right? So just so y'all know, they use this wa'il, they use it as at and at. They use this, well, they're matching the King James English, which was already here. They're saying and at. They're using and on to match the King James English, which says and at. So they're saying and on the gates, right? But the King James English says and at the gates, 12 angels. All right? So the next word is wa. So wait, let me show you the English. My bad, y'all. And at the gates, 12 angels, right? Right here. And at the gates. And at the gates, 12 angels. All right, so what's the next word that we're going to translate? Wa sham waf. Wa sham waf. What's wa at the beginning of a root word? Go ahead.
Thanks. In?
Nope. Quantazah was why at the beginning of a root word?
You said why?
Why? And. Now you got this word right here, shamwaf. We know this is why, y'all. Hold on, let me bring me back up. Right? This is why going in after this class. This is the last of our series of the translating one verse out of each book of the Bible. We did that all day. I got it upside down. We did it already, right? We went through the whole thing. We had Revelations. What we going into after this, though, we're going to learn the tenses 3 weeks straight. After we learn, I call them tenses. I mean, not the actual past, present, and future tense. I'm talking about we're going to learn the connectors. That's what I should say, because that's what they are. We're going to learn the connectors first, 3 weeks straight, because the connectors are how you read and speak the language and understand it. If you learn the connectors, it's like talking to somebody through a wall. You can hear what they're saying, you just might not understand everything. That is what we need to communicate. A baby can't spell. A baby don't know what the word apple even look like, and it don't care neither. It want eat. Okay, it want sleepy. That's what babies want. Night, eat. And they know how to tell you. They know how to say they poo-poo. They know exactly how to communicate with you, but they don't care what the word apple look like, and they ain't about to learn it for a few years. They can't tell you what the car word is. You got to show them. They ain't gonna care. You have to sit them down. But they know when they in a car. And they know what the word car is. They know when you say car that that's a car. So if I say sha'ir, babies know what hair is. They know what a gate is. So though they don't know the words on sight, it can communicate. And if you learn to connect this first, that is how you communicate in Hebrew. I'll give you an example, right? Let's take what we have already, okay? Let's take what we already translated, right? And then we're gonna get back into it. This word right here, and I know that this is feminine, and then another thing is feminine, right? So it's and her, and present tense her, something her, right? And her again. I don't know this word. I don't know what tha. All I know is and in her and on her. It's something feminine that we're talking about. I don't know this word. I don't know this word. All I know is him, plural. Something was plural. Something was masculine, plural, yum. And I know that because they were saying and her and her and her, and then they said and on her, and then something, a bunch of brothers or something was a lot of something, right? Why? And the, and then something plural, and the something plural, something else plural, right? Then something else plural, and then something else feminine plural, and then something masculine plural, and then them. Yah, them. This character Yah is connecting it to something with them. I know I got a feminine, and then I had a masculine plural, then I had a feminine plural, and then on the feminine something, and then it was something connected to the brothers, to the masculine plural, or whatever it was a bunch of. And then you got something else feminine plural, then something masculine plural, then you got something else masculine plural, or saying me, or saying my. Then you got something else saying me or my or masculine plural. We just went through this whole thing and picked one word, and I told you exactly what it was saying, or what it was talking about, or concerning. It's like hearing something through a wall, like you listening through the wall, but you just really went through everything and identified what was being said. Go ahead, Kwatazar. Socket. Go ahead, Mathumya. I'm jamming your name up. So y'all interchangeable now. Y'all done went through the academy. Y'all like, I ain't bothering you dying. I couldn't get them brothers, man, separated for nothing for about a year.
I was going to ask if I could.
Go ahead.
What makes the word feminine is the high character at the end of the word?
Yep, high at the end of the word is feminine. Waf at the end of a word is feminine.
Right.
Yum is plural, masculine plural.
Right.
So without knowing what any words are saying, you just identified it was something with one woman or something with one feminine. Then it was on the feminine or inside of the feminine or inside the girl or inside of whatever that was. And then a bunch of some women or a bunch of something else feminine and a bunch of something else masculine. And then it was something connected to the masculine with this hum. Right here, something connected to them. This is literally saying them. So it was something that had to do with them. Whatever they talking about has to do with them. And then there's more feminine and more masculine plural, more masculine plural. So with that right there, you can explain that to somebody. But you don't know what it was saying. Now, what it was talking about was it's a gate. It was a refuge. It was a wall. It was high or mighty. And it was tall, right? To surround you or to border you, and on her, and on the gate, 12. And on the wall, 12 gates, the masculine plural, and on the gates, right? And on the, remember I said there's something, and on the masculine, there was a bunch of something, 12 angels. Right, more masculine plural. Now you at wa, shum, wav, and something feminine. That's all we know. That's all we know, and something feminine. So I'll give this one to y'all for time's sake, right? Shum is the word name. Wav is feminine plural. Everything we have been speaking about is in feminine. That's why it matches. In our language, you have to match. You gotta get everything has to match. If you talk, it got to match in number and then gender. So if it's more than one man, got to be more than one man for that topic. If it's more than one woman, it got to be more than one woman for that topic. Okay? So everything that we spoke about, the land was feminine, either singular or plural. Right? Everything that we spoke about, like the angels and the I believe the gates was masculine because the gate is the protection or whatever, right? I believe I'm not sure if the wall, I think the wall was feminine, but certain things started to go masculine, right? To match the masculine as well. Now, that being said, let's keep going. Let's see what we got. Let's go to the English. So, and the gates 12 angels, and this was Washamwav. And names was Shumwav. 12 angels and names. All right. Same thing here. Angels and names. The next word is kathawabium. Kathawabium. Now, this word kathab, I forget which one we used last, but I'm gonna go to 2-letter lookup just because it's quicker. Right? The word kathab, which I believe this is saying, because kathab is a word that you don't honestly hear naturally all the time. Like it's not something that you would naturally hear, right? Kathab, to grave, to write, to grave, to write, something written, a writing, a record, a book, kathab, right? So to write, we'll go with that. Right, so let's go back. What was this? Oh, damn! I ain't share. Good Lord. Right here, kathab, to write, to grave, written, something written, a record, a book. All right, so kathab yum, plural, masculine plural. The books was plural, right? So kathabium, so wa shamwav, and names, kathabium, written, something written, and names written, let's go to the English, and names written, so that's easy, right? Let's go back. So the next word is I.O.Yahum. I.O. we already did, on, upon, to, unto, right? On, Yah as a connector, connecting the subject to the preposition, right? I.O.Yahum. Hum is them. And on them. So on them, so it's saying, and names written on them. Washamwav, and names, kathawabium, written, al-yahum, on them, and names written on them, right? So let's zoom out, bring this back to the center, and we'll go back to the English to see. And names written thereon is what it says. Now, I don't blame them for using that, the on them, because I would have did the same thing, because thereon is like, it's the same thing. It's just old quicker English for saying on. His name's written on it, thereon. So let's keep going. The next word, however, so names washamwav, kathawabium, written, al-yahum, on them. Ayul, on, right, or to, or at, or upon, right, on shamwav, on the names, right? Or what was Ayul? If y'all remember what Ayul was when we looked it up, it was on account of, right? Because of, right? On account of the names, 12, right? Shanyam, Ishara, 12. These words just repeat. So on the names, 12, the 12, Shabbat, Let's look up the word Shabbat. On the names, the 12, Shabbat, right? Let's go here. So we're going to clear this out. let's go Sha, Ba, and the character, where is it at? The character Ta, right here. Shabbat, a clan. Shabbat, I don't know if it's a scion, a stick, a clan, right? Let's go Shabbat Yah. See what this is. It didn't come up. A clan. So let's click it. Let's click show all detail. Let's take the proper names out as well. Let's click on show all details. A clan, a tribe. Here we go. Clan, a tribe. I believe that's it right there. Shabbat is also used as a staff, a rod, a branch, a root of, a scepter, a tribe. So it's a tribe. Not Shabbat, but Shabbat. Shabbat is a tribe. Okay? So let's go back. So Shabbatya. Shanyam Ishara Shabbatya. 12 tribes. Masculine plural, Yah at the end. 12 tribes. Yah at the end of a root word is used as me, my, or is also masculine plural. So 12 tribes, Banya, Yasha'Allah. Now y'all got to know what Banya, Yasha'Allah is. We say this all the damn time. 12 tribes of the children. Oh, go ahead. Salaki, what was you about to say?
I was going to say sons of Israel. Well, okay, children of Israel.
Let's look it up. You know why? Because if one person might have was thinking something else, then let's look it up. Maybe everybody don't fully know, but that's correct. It's saying sons, but because it's saying sons, it's referencing the is giving honor to the ranking system. The sons is, let me take out the Yah. Take out Yah. Let's just do Bun, because Yah is the masculine plural connector. Bun is a son, right? Let's take this. Bun is son. Okay. If we click on Bun, a son, a grandson, a child. Damn, I didn't share. Here we go. Son comes from the root word banah, right? Son, grandson, child, member of a group. Son, male child. Grandson, children, plural, male and female. Here it is, right here. 1C. And it's giving honor to the boy as the one that outranks the female. You know what I mean? That you want to build a man from his youth. You don't want, and this is my problem with sisters in the world. Sisters in the world don't treat that little boy like he's going to be a man one day. Right. You wonder why he damn soft. Right. You dressing him up and you kissing him all up, and which is cool. You know, you mama, you kiss him up. That'll make him more be like, come on, man, goddamn. Hold up. I got the women that want me. You told me I was getting all the women. Since I was 3 years old, you told me I was getting all the women that text me in the middle of the night to come get it. Now, I get, you know, he kissing me up. Let me just chill, man. Let me do my thing, right? But you got to remember, they putting, you know, they not treating that young man as if he'll be a man one day. And then you wonder why he's soft. Right. You dressing him all type of purple. Like, come on, man. You can't do that. You know what I mean? You got to put the boots, beards, and braids on him from a kid. Right. You know what I mean? Let him dress like his dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, let him be a man. You know, and let him feel like a man. You don't want him to be too sensitive. Like, the fathers is rough on the children to build them to life. Life is rough. When life gets too rough, you get somebody to fall back on. You know what I mean? To help you out. That's where the mothers come in. Well, women give you a little bit of wisdom too. You know what I mean? Put you on some game too. But you don't want that young child to be soft. So you want to build him up as a man. When he's a boy and he in a group of women and you acknowledging him, that's going to put something in him. He going to know he's there. He ain't going to be in the shadow of some woman, some females. And as a sister, you want to always remember what's on your head. It's 12 of y'all, but you're honoring this young man. I can see y'all grown women, and then there's a little boy there. Now you could do that out of respect. It's to build a young man up. Women will know, they'll understand, especially, you know what I mean, if there's one of their sons, they don't know. So you want to build them to be a man. So the children is speaking of the masculine. Speaking, it's acknowledging the masculine, but it's speaking to the male and the female. And y'all know what Israel is. Y'all know that YAHSHUA is Israel. YAHSHUA, and then La. Let's get it. I ain't even got to put the last. It's right here. Israel. Straight up. YAHSHUA. All right. So YAHSHUA, Israel. Okay. They put Jezreel and all that craziness, but it's Israel. It's Israelite. Nation of Israel, baby. That's us. Okay. And now let's translate what we have. All right. Let's go back to the English. Okay. Which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. That's what we just translated last. This last line right here. So they using idle as which, the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. So let's read, okay? So YAHAWAH, and had a refuge and had a wall. Gadalah, great and mighty, right? Great or mighty, and had a wall great. Wagabaha, and high and tall. Thesad, surrounding or to border, to encompass. Atha, you. Wabah, and on her. Shanyum Ishara, 12 Sha'arium, gates. Wa'il, and on Hasha'arium, the gates. Shanyum Ishara, the 12 Mala'akim, and on the gates. Shanyum Ishara, 12 Mala'akim, angels. Wa Shamwav, and names Kathawabium, written. Al Yahum, on them. Io, which are. Shamwav, which are. Shamwav, the names. Shanyum Ishara, of the 12. Shabbatya, tribes. Banya, of the children. YAHSHUA, of Israel. And had a refuge great and high, to encompass you, to border you, and on her 12 gates, and on the 12 gate, and on the gates 12 angels, and names written on them, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Let's go to the English. And had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Coming out of heaven, baby. Come on, you ain't gonna lie to us. They said our kingdom came out of heaven. And the only names that was on them gates was the children of Israel. With that being said, Shalom Yasha Anya Kahan, Wakwatazayan Mara, Ma Warka Kayahayawam, Anya, right? Anya Ibarkatha, right? Anya Ibarkatha, Al Kahan, Wakwatazayan, Kwatazakara, the water, Shalom. What I just said was, I'm Officer Marah, your teacher for the day. I am passing the class over to Priest and Officer Kwatazakara. Thank you. Peace. All right.
All right. Mr. I.S.U.P.K security announcements with I.S.U.P.K started on 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under command of YAHANNA. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they are offered for 6 months. They are excluded only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which a brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a command. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Means 10 in the Hebrew, my ISRAELITES, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give the treasury department, priest fund, free will offering for priests. Not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. Right now we are in the Feast of First Fruits. You understand? It is started, I believe, it started after the Sabbath with unleavened bread, sundown, Sunday, April 20th. You gotta count 50 days and celebrate the 50th day, which is, we're gonna read up on it, it will be Sunday, June 8th, start before sundown. You want to read up on it, Leviticus chapter 23, verse 18, 23, verse 10 to 22. Remind Akim about Father to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school to start wearing all black, boot, shirt, pay, headband, and skirt with that on Raja, Sar, Wapala, Hapadum, he's turned against the east. We want to send the praise up to bless Israel. All right. All right, Yahawah.
Yahawah.
Ba'ashem.
Yahushua. Rakanawa.
Wahabaya.
Slaki.
No. Oh, YASHUA. Wahabaya.
SICARII.
Ba'ashem.
Yahushua. Yahawah in the name of Yahushua. Bless us. And Israel. And the school. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it.
All right, sorry. Turn back. All right. Men of Israel, we're going to get the brothers no courtesy salute. Men of Israel, YAHUSHUA. Sorry, my faithful sisters. I'm going to get the sisters no courtesy salute. Men of Israel, YAHUSHUA.
Yahushua, fun by Hashem Yahushua.
Hands down, class dismissed.
All right, a lot of y'all for tuning in. Really enjoy y'all Sabbath. Too long.